So over the past 1 week, we have seen strength coming back in the blue chips like the banks and some of the recovery plays like SIA. But in today's video, we're going to look at the Singapore banks, right? So we have seen companies like OCBC, DBS and UOB, surging up by more than 5% over the past few days. So it seems like, we're back to the recovery plays. Hey guys, Joey here, top tier advisor in Philips Securities and chief trainer at Trading Impossible. So in today's video, we're going to look at the banks again, OCBC, DBS and UOB, to see where we are right now. In fact, we have kind of shared some of these banks with clients as well, and kind of push up to some of those levels whereby we are seeing some profit taking coming back. Alright, but the thing is, the upside may not be over, and if I mentioned in the previous video about 3 weeks back as well, alright, we talk about how there could potentially be a rebound from some of those support levels. So yes, they have kind of rebounded from the support levels. They're heading to a bit of profit taking at those major resistance level, but the upside may not be over. So we want to revisit the banks again to see where we are as of now today, alright, and if there can be more upside if we see some of those bullish price actions coming back again at some of those key levels, right? So do stick around all the way to the end of this video, because I think you're going to like what I got for you, and we're going to see where we can potentially head to for OCBC, DBS and UOB. So this is OCBC right over here, currently trading at about 11.08. So just about 2 weeks back, we're somewhere around here on the 11th or 10th of Feb. I mentioned that there could potentially be a rebound, right, from some of these banks, whereby we have seen weakness coming back, some profit taking came back. So there could be a rebound from some of those good support levels. So yes, we have kind of rebounded from this level somewhere around like 10.30, 10.40, rebounded up. And the key is that we kind of broke these really key resistance which I talked about as well at about the $10.80, right? 10.80, 10.75. That was a major resistance that we have seen since like January for about 2 months. So we kind of broke that 10.80, 10.75 level, and buyers started to come out, right? So that was where we have seen a bit of resistance. We kind of broke that level, and there's some upside targets that were reiterated all the way up to about $11.20. So I mentioned this 11.20 as well in the previous video. And why 11.20? Look at this, right? 11.20, we are pretty much back to the pre-pandemic levels, right? Just before COVID-19 happened, you can see we were pretty much kept below this $11.20 level, all right, since like August of 2019, all this while, right? So it was like consolidating from like 10.50 to 11.20, up, down, and we are pretty much back to this $11.20. So that is where we can see some selling happening. That's what is happening yesterday as well, as it approaches this resistance at 11.20. Look at this, the high of yesterday was at 11.20. Yes, the high was at 11.20. So that was where some selling came back as well, which is normal because, as I say, even before COVID-19 hit, right, we were actually kept below this $11.20. So that would be a major resistance to really clear above, all right, and we might see some selling near there for now. Okay, but having said that, it doesn't mean like selling means it's like all the way back down, right? So we might consolidate below that 11.20, and some good support might come out from that 10.80. But let me just change this resistance. So this was originally the resistance that I mentioned, about $10.80. Let me just change this to the support right now. You can see that this line is now green in color. So we might actually consolidate from like 10.80 to 11.20. That would be the near-term consolidation phase. For now, it's like the 40 cents range, 10.80 to 11.20. So we might actually consolidate here for a while before attempting to push and eventually break that $11.20. This level would be key, right? 11.20. If we do see some really good bullish price actions coming back there, that's where we can potentially head to the 11.80 to potentially that $12 level. That would be back to the levels we've seen in 2001. You can see that was the resistance at about $12. So in terms of the trend, right, the uptrend for OCBC, I think I mentioned it in the past few videos as well, there were already signs of a good uptrend starting to take shape in the mid to long term, right? Somewhere around like December, January. Look at this, as I mentioned, these red line, the 100 days moving average, have like kind of crossed above the blue line, which is the 200 days moving average. So that is a good signal, all right, whereby the trend have kind of like turned from like a down when COVID hit all the way to now, and it's like pointing up. So from a downtrend to a bit of an uptrend, and then it's just starting to take shape. Of course, it doesn't mean just going up every day. We might see a bit of consolidation, a bit of profit taking, and then with it pushing higher as it breaks some of those major resistance level, like for example the 1080, and right now they'll be at $11.20 level. So right now, in terms of the trend, as I mentioned, it still looks quite good with the support at about $10.80, maybe 1050 to 1080. That would be the near-term support, and the uptrend still looks intact as long as we hold above this good support level. So yeah, right now we might see a bit of consolidation before attempting to break that 11.20, and we can potentially hit to that $12 level, as I mentioned right away here. That would be the next upside targets if we break that 11.20. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to give me an early thumbs up. It will definitely help out the YouTube channel, and thank you so much for doing this, right? So let's get on to talk about DBS, next bank that we will cover, and you can see we are currently trading at about $26.94 right here. Alright, so just about 3 weeks back, I mentioned we kind of saw a bit of weakness, profit taking came down, and we talk about some good rebound potential coming back again as it approaches this good support level. Let me just go ahead to reiterate the support. Then it was like about $24.80 to $25. You can see that was where we kind of rebounded from, since like November last year. We rebounded. So we've been holding really well above this support level, about $24.80 to $25. You can see that was where the 100 days moving average line is as well, right? So that's a good dynamic support level to take note of as well. Okay, so we kind of rebounded from this level, and of course we broke this resistance that I talked about as well, which is somewhere around that $26.50, right? Over the past 1 week, we broke that $26.50, and that's where we kind of headed higher to our target at about $27.50, right? So from $26.50, we kind of pushed $1 up about to $27.50, and that is where some profit taking is coming back, which is normal, right? Look at this, right? So that was the high we have seen somewhere in January, about $27.50, all right, and selling came back, went all the way back down, when the market was weaker. US market sold off as well, went all the way down from like $27.50 all the way down to $25. But right now, having seen the rebound from the support level, we are back to this $27.50 support level, right? So that is where we can potentially see a bit of profit taking. In fact, yesterday as it approaches that level, I think the high was about $27.37, all right, and that's where some selling came back. So anything near $27.50, just take note, guys, we might see a bit of profit taking, right? But we might actually consolidate in this range here from that $26.50 to $27.50, and that's a good, I would say, consolidation range for now, with it kind of like attempting hopefully to break above this $27.50. We are back to this $27.50, and this $27.50 level, you can see that it was even before pre-pandemic level. It was like all the while we were trading below this level, right? From like 27 to 27.50 all the way since like 2019, right? We have been below this level, so we are kind of like approaching back to the pre-pandemic level, and if we attempt to break this 27.50, that's where we can see the uptrend continue all the way to the next resistance at $29, right? So that is back to like 2018 level. Alright, so that is the good, I would say, the uptrend. It has really taken shape, as I mentioned, somewhere in like December, January. We have seen the moving averages turn up, just like what we have mentioned for OCBC. And right now, alright, this uptrend can continue to play out, as long as we hold above, some of those good support, like the $26.50 right now, right? That would be the immediate support, 26 to maybe 26.50. You can see the $26 is where the 20 days moving average line is as well, the green line. So yeah, you can see a bit of support from that $26 as well. So let me just go ahead to turn this line to green color, since we have broken this support level around that $26.50. Okay, so this is DBS right here. I think the uptrend still looks intact. We can still see the recovery slowly take shape along the way. As things get better, the vaccines get rolled out, I think people are a bit more positive, the market's a bit more bullish, right? Of course, each time we might see a bit of profit taking as it push higher, but the uptrend is still pretty much intact, right? As long as we hold above some of those new higher support levels like the $26.50 for now. Okay, the last bank I'd like to talk about would be UOB, right? UOB, and very quickly, just about 3 weeks back, we were right over here. Okay, and I mentioned that there could potentially be a rebound from this really good support level they've been holding since like January. You can see we kind of rebounded from it many times, and that would be the $23 level. Let me just go ahead to reiterate the upside rebound targets then, right? 23 to that 24 is, like I mentioned, it's like a $1 range. So we kind of rebounded from that 23, headed back to that $24 level, and 24 was actually what I mentioned was a really critical resistance level. We have seen a lot of selling. In fact, prices have kind of like touched it like more than 10 days, right? And each time it touches, sellers came back and push it back down. Okay, and what happens was over the past 1 week, over the past few days, we kind of like broke that $24 level, quite firmly. Look at this, there was quite a bullish price action here, quite a bullish candle. We kind of broke that $24 and headed very quickly in like 2 or 3 days to that target at that $25 level, right? So this would be a very critical resistance as well. After 24, that would be 25. And why 25 is key? Look at this, guys. Just look back to somewhere around September 2019, even before the entire pandemic hit. You can see that was when we were actually supported above this $25. So we kind of rebounded, and eventually when pandemic hit, somewhere in like February 2020, we broke this 25 and went all the way down. So we are back to this support turn resistance level, right? So this 25 level is key, all right, for more upside to happen, for the reversal to actually continue further. And we kind of like went above and attempted to break that 25, but it seems like sellers are coming back up, all right, coming back to kind of like push prices back down. So we need to really see some, see prices kind of like holding above these 25 levels over the next few days or next few weeks to really see the uptrend continue, right, for UOB. So let me just go ahead to reiterate the upside targets right over here. If, right, we were to hold above 25, I think right now, over the past 1 or 2 days, we might actually see a bit of profit taking coming back. It might go back down to 25 a bit. Buyers might come back up, hopefully. All right, we're going to see it really stay above that 25 for now to really see the reversal happening all the way back to that 26 and of course that $27. That would be the next higher revised target. And why 27? I'm going to explain it to you again. Look at this. Before the pandemic happened, somewhere in 2019, as I mentioned, we were consolidating from like 25 to 27. Look at this, it kind of like approached 27, went down. All right, so that would be a really key resistance level whereby some good profit taking might come back again, right? So this is UOB, right? Anything above 25, I think the short term upside looks good. We might see a bit of push up to 26 to 27, and that's where we will kind of like approach this major resistance back to even before the pandemic hit. All right, in terms of the trend, I think I mentioned it as well. Same thing like OCBC and DBS, there were already signs of the uptrend starting to take shape somewhere in like January, December. We can see the moving averages starting to point up, the red above the blue line. Of course, in the short term, we kind of like consolidate, went up, and we might actually consolidate here. So if we do come back down below that 25, then unfortunately we might consolidate from that 24 to 25, right? So we might consolidate from 24 to 25, and hopefully we do attempt to break that 25 more firmly again. But this is how it works, right? So consolidates, it breaks up, it might consolidate again, breaks up, it might consolidate again. So right now, hopefully we stay above 25, and if we do consolidate above that 25, as I say, if we do see, because now it's only just like 1 day, so if we do see over the next few days some good actions, with prices holding above 25, then yes, hopefully that would play out, and then we might consolidate above that 25 good new support level, right? And that would be the upside target back to $27, about a 7.38% upside, whereby the uptrend can continue further. Okay, so this is UOB over here. Okay guys, so there we have it. We have covered the 3 Singapore banks, OCBC, DBS and UOB. So I hope you have taken note of the key levels that I've talked about, potential targets that have kind of like been revised higher, and that's where we might actually see some profit taking come back again. For those of you who have kind of got in on deep, based on the previous videos, kind of like got in to ride the rebound, great job. You're probably in the money right now, but what you want to do is to think about taking some profits as well, or protect your profits, or perhaps think about taking some profits as it approaches any of those major resistance level that I talk about, like for this UOB, if it kind of approaches that $27, that might be a good level to kind of like, you know, take some money off the table, because that's where we can potentially see a retracement back down, right? So yes, I hope you like this video, and if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, be sure to smash the subscribe button so that you will be alerted to any new videos like this, right? So thank you so much for watching. Joey here. Take care.